दयाकारं दान्तं धर्मप्रवर्तकं प्रणमामि दयानन्दं मदाचार्यवरं परम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। न तत्र चक्षुर्गच्छति न वाग्गच्छति नो मनः न विद्मो न विजानीमः यथा एतत् अनुशिष्यात् अन्यदेव तद्विदितात् अथो अविदिताद् अधि इति शुश्रुमपूर्वेषाम् येनस्तद्व्याचचक्षिरे। We saw the initial question and answer by the student. That was clearly seen. It's a very highly evolved question, not for the ordinary people. Ordinary people will think about where to go next, what kind of experiences to have, and how to get rich, how to get famous, how to take care of the family. These are the worries, anxieties, and thoughts consuming the people who are not into this kind of a mind which this student has. We saw that the student is looking at some very lofty questions that really show the preparation for this knowledge. So already very prepared, the student comes with a very unusual question. What makes the mind think? I mean, who thinks of that? Who thinks of the thinker? The content of the thinker, the truth of the thinker is what? That was his question. What makes the eyes see? What makes the ears hear? What makes the everything function in its own areas? This is his question. And the answer also we have seen. What was the answer? Yeah. Shrotrasya shrotram, the eye of the eye, the ear of the ear, the mind of the mind, the speech of the speech. And then, what do we have in our minds? Confusion of the confusion. That's all we have. If we don't understand this, we have not just confusion, because we have filtered confusion of the confusion. But why did the teacher have to go such a roundabout way? One could have just said it is that consciousness, it is that Brahman which is behind the eyes, which is, so to speak, behind the mind, etc. There is a reason for that, and the reason for that is going to be discovered in this mantra. and very beautiful mantra also. And the reason will be discovered right away as we study this mantra. So, eye of the eye means what? We saw eye of the eye of the eye, sixth case, correct? Shrotrasya. This is what? Asadharana, asamanya, shrotrasya. No, the samanya. Everything that's in sixth case is sadharana and samanya, common. Eye, ear, etc. Then, no, the first one was correct. What am I saying? Yeah. So, asadharana is shrotrasya. Sixth case, it is unique. Eyes are unique in their function. Mind is unique. Hearing is unique. Thinking is unique. And then, what is the sadharana? Shrotram. That which is in the first case is common to all of that. Common means even though there are particular different functions, then what is common is more subtle, more pervasive than what is different. You see the connection here? What is common is at a different order of reality. It is more pervasive, more sukshma. That which is more subtle is more pervasive than that which is gross. Ear is gross, eye is gross. Gross means objectifiable. That which pervades the ear is the same as that which pervades the eye. That which makes the eye function is the same as that which makes the ear function. Means what? What is that? That must be subtler, because the subtle pervades the gross. It is more pervasive than the gross. And the stock example is that of an ice cube. Ice cube occupies a particular space, a particular volume, and then what? You leave it on the kitchen counter, what happens to it? Melts. And then already it is more pervasive. And then on a hot day, you can still leave it. What does it turn into? Vapor. Vapor is most pervasive. So, that which is more subtle is more pervasive than that which is gross. This is a very common prakriya in Taittiriya Upanishad. We find this when we discuss, and we'll see this in the Viveka Chudamani also when we do Panchakosha tonight. That which is Annamaya. That Annamaya means the Anna Rasamaya, that which is the physical body. Physical body is small pervasive. It's not all pervasive. It's just only pervades this much. One can occupy this particular size, this particular time, this particular space with the physical body. But then the prana is much more pervasive than the body, much more subtle. So therefore, the student in the Taittiriya Upanishad is taught Anyontara Atma Pranamaya. This Annamaya is, Atma is Annamaya, no problem. But then don't catch on to this as the Atma. There is one more Atma, more pervasive and more inner. Inner means that which holds this, that which pervades this, it's there, and then that is called pranamaya. We'll see that more in detail, but this is a common methodology. The common pedagogical technique of the Upanishads is based on this maxim, that which is more pervasive is more subtle. That which is gross is less subtle, more objectifiable. But here, it's eye of the eye, ear of the ear, mind of the mind, everything of the everything. So that means what? It is the most subtle, and therefore it is not objectifiable at all. And then the teacher in this mantra is going to make that very clear. Na chakshur tatra gacchati. Na chakshuhu tatra gacchati. Gacchati goes. Chakshuhu eye. The eyes do not go there. Eyes cannot go there. What can the eyes do? Only look at forms and color. Quick, what is the color of Atma? Huh? No color. What is the size of Atma? No size. Every size is its size. That's why it is the eye of the eye. And then what is the form of Atma? No form. No form is its form, no color. Therefore, what will the eyes do? What is the job of the eyes? Only to objectify form and color. Atma being neither, having neither as its property, it cannot even go there. The eyes will not even go to Atma because they will be lazy. Why bother and go there? Why bother and go there when we cannot do any job? So let us just stay here, they will say. Eyes do not go there. Na vak gacchati. Can speech go there? Speech also cannot go there. Speech cannot go there because of two problems. One is, speech can only objectify things that have form, name, etc. Something you have to have. Atma is like pumpkin. Okay, then pumpkin we know. And then through some other means of knowledge called upama, similarity, comparison, we can say, okay, Atma is like pumpkin. Or Atma is like laddu. Laddu, you know what laddu is? If you don't know what laddu is, then it is easy to explain. And I'll say things like, do you know what a small ping pong ball looks like? Yes, okay, now imagine a ball of calories with a granular structure, but with which you cannot play ping pong. Please don't try, okay? And then instead just put it in the stomach straight away. And this is laddu. The other day we had as prasad. What is that? What did we have? Coconut laddu. Actually it was not laddu. Laddu means it should be round, yeah. But you get the idea, because when it hit the tongue, it was so sweet. Yeah, that's the whole idea. So like this, you can describe what a laddu is. But Atma, you cannot describe with words. Words have access to language which is finite, Atma infinite. So doesn't have form, so words cannot go there. That's the first reason. Second reason is that what word will you use, you don't know. What is Atma? Everything is Atma. That means what? The whole dictionary you have to bring. Whole English dictionary you have to bring. Every word is Atma. You have to keep using all the words in the language, and still it's not enough. Why? Because new words are being formed. 10 years ago, hardly anybody knew the meaning of the acronym AI. What is AI? AI is short form for artificial what is that? Intelligence. Not aham ishvaraha. No, that's not. That's not AI. Okay, aham ishvaraha. It would be nice, but I am Ishvara. That's not AI. AI means artificial intelligence. This we did not know. There's so many words, like there are many words like that, so which are recent in origin, because new things are, new ways of dealing with the world are being updated constantly, and new creatures are being discovered, and like deep sea creatures. See, we just know fish and shrimp and things like that, names of various fishes, but then deep where the sunlight does not reach, underneath the ocean, several 100 meters under the ocean, there are these creatures which people have studied, and some of them have washed up to the shore, and very interesting. No use having eyes. Look at the intelligence of Bhagavan here. What is the use of having eyes? Eyes need light to see. There underneath the ocean there is no light. Why to have eyes? Spare with the eyes. But then somehow the other creatures you should be able to sense. So all of them have a small electric current. Very interesting. Like stingray and all, they have an electric current. And then they should be seen. Seen means known, sensed by others. So they have a certain, certain vibration that differs. So there are certain similar vibrations in the water that is felt when it's a predator. When I'm going to be eaten, I know I have to just run away at that time. And then when it is a friend or the same species or a prey, something I can eat, then it's a different kind of a vibration that is sensed in the water. This is how these creatures live. All this we know because new things are being discovered every day. Every day new things are being discovered, and so the whole dictionary to describe the Atma is of no use. English dictionary, gone. What about Sanskrit dictionary? Sanskrit dictionary even worse because you can't have all the words in the Sanskrit dictionary because we make our own compounds. You can make up your own words. Not right now, don't try. After studying for a while. After studying for a while, you can make up your own words. That's how Kalidasa, Bhasa and other poets in the tradition, when you study their poetry, they will say so many wonderful things. They will say amazing things. That, that which is not found, then you look up that word and then it's like there is a very nice compound in the Raghuvamsha, 5th canto. Nishesha Vishranita Kosha Jatam. You try to look up Nishesha Vishranita Kosha Jatam in the dictionary, you will not find even the ni of the Nishesha. It will not be there. Why? Because it's a very ingenious compound crafted by Kalidasa, who was the master of the language. Oh, I am not Kalidasa. Don't feel hopeless. Don't feel hopeless and continue to attend the Sanskrit classes, because it is said that Kalidasa, the father of Sanskrit poetry, was educationally challenged for the first many years of his youth. They had given him up as a Dumbo. He can't do anything. He's not clever. Then with the help of prayer, he was able to get the language, and not only get the language, not only get by with the language, but become a famous poet. Nishesha Vishranita Kosha Jatam. It is a adjective to King Raghu. King Raghu, who was doing the Vishwajit Yajna. Vishwajit Yajna means you give everything away. Vishwam Jayati iti Vishwajit, the one who conquers the whole world, ironically has to give away everything before that. Why? Because the true conquest is through giving up alone. The true conquest happens how? Through giving up whatever is there, giving up all the raga dveshas in turn. So this is a ritual designed to take one to Brahmaloka. So he had given up all the copper vessels, gold vessels, everything. And one brahmachari comes. Why did the brahmachari come? The brahmachari wanted to pay it forward, as was the custom in ancient India. It's already paid for, but then after you finish your 12 years of study, Vedic study, you have to go to the king and say, please give some money for the Gurukula. You get the money for the Gurukula, and then only the permission is given to get married. Because the Shastra knows, if you get married, no dakshina is coming. Yes. No dakshina will come, because pooch ke batayenge, we have to consult one another. We can't say. And then the significant other will say, what? Are you crazy? We are just newly married. We have to have children. We have to have grandchildren. We have to keep for everybody. We have to build a house. And you're going to give this to the guru? No need. You have already got your education. The ashram is rich. Let it take care of itself. Finished. So therefore, the Shastra says very, very clearly, what does the Shastra say? That this Acharyaya priyam dhanam ahritya prajatantum ma vyavacchetsihi. Acharyaya, for the Acharya, priyam dhanam. Priyam dhanam doesn't mean just 1 rupee. Okay, that is, priyam means that which the Acharya considers appropriate. The donation which the Acharya considers appropriate must be given, and after that you have the permission to go get married. Very ingenious, very practical this Shastra is. Amazing. So then what happens? So then the Brahmachari comes asking donation for his Gurukula. So, and then who is this Raghu? Raghu is described in this compound as Nishesha Vishranita Kosha Jatam, the one whose treasury has been completely emptied. The one whose treasury has been emptied without any residue. 10 words. Nishesha Vishranita Kosha Jataha. 1 word. This is Sanskrit. This is Sanskrit. This is why you have to study. It's just fascinating, amazing. So the English dictionary, gone. Sanskrit dictionary, don't even bring it into the picture. Because every dhatu can be made into first kridanta endings, first level of all kinds of changes, everything. It can be made into noun, verb, everything, adjective. Then the next level, from certain nouns we can derive other nouns called tadhita, and then after that you have samasa. Not samosa, okay? Yeah. Samasa. What is samasa? Compounds. In English also we have compounds, like gas station. A station where gas is dispensed, petrol is dispensed. But then the English compounds are just baby compounds compared to Sanskrit. Compared to Sanskrit, it is just baby compounds. So, Sanskrit dictionary gone, English dictionary gone, and if these two are gone, every other dictionary also gone, because the words cannot exhaust everything to discover Atma, to describe Atma. We need all the words, or we can say no words can go there. Why? Because words have access to 4 kinds of things. Words can very well describe jati. What is jati? Jati means nouns, species, tree. And then what else? Bodies of water, lake, river, all that comes under water bodies. So, tree is a jati. Apple is a jati. So many kinds of apple, Gala apple, Fuji apple, golden something apple, green apple. So many apples are there. Jati. The words can go there. And then what else can they describe? Guna. Guna here, neither sattva rajas tamas nor guna vriddhi. What is guna here? Simply attribute. Attributes. All the gunas are attributes. And what are these attributes? Tall, short, big, small, long, like this. These are all attributes. Thin, fat, skilled, unskilled. All these are attributes. Words can go there. Jati, they can describe. Then guna, they can describe. What else can they describe? Kriya, actions. Runs, eats, drinks, thinks, sleeps. All these things are actions. Actions can be described. Cooks. And then finally, the words have access to one more thing. What is that? Sambandha. Sambandha means connections, relationship. Ramasya kodandaha. Rama's kodanda. What is kodanda? Bow. Everything has a name. Like the conch shells in the Bhagavad Gita have a name. Arjuna's bow has a name. What is Arjuna's bow's name? Gandiva. Very good. So here, kodanda. Who does it belong to? Rama. So then we have sambandha. Mother, father, mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister, brother, cousin, friend, employer, employee. All these are relations, relationships, friend. These all words can go and describe. And then finally, that is the final thing that the words can describe. Finally, the words have to keep quiet. Now, what is Atma's jati? Tall jati, short jati, fat Atma, thin Atma, no jati. No, Atma is not a noun, and Atma is not one of a group of nouns that can be described. It's not a species. It doesn't have even gender, what to talk of anything else. Its identity cannot be described using nouns. All the nouns in every language we have to throw away. Then what else is there? Jati. Next one? Guna. Attributes. What are the attributes of Atma? No attributes. Why? No form. Only when there is form there can be attributes. There are no attributes. Oh, but wait. What about Sat? What about Chit? What about Ananda? Are they attributes? No. They are not attributes. What are they? They are definitions. More about that we'll see. They are definitions, lakshana, attributes. And there is a difference between attributes and a definition. Visheshana, attributes. Lakshana, definition. Now let us look at the definition of the definition. In Sanskrit there is such a thing. And the definition of an attribute to make this very clear. Svajatiyebhyaha vishayebhyaha vyavartakam visheshanam. So, that which distinguishes things from among its own class is called attribute, is called guna, is called visheshana, adjective. Tall tree, because there can be a short tree. And then what else? Blue lily, Adi Shankara's example. Blue lily, bring me the blue lily. Oh, but there are many blue lilies. One more adjective. Bring me the big blue lily. Utpalam, lotus, lily. Bring me big lily. Bring me blue lily. But there are many big and blue lilies. What should I do? Bring me big, blue, fragrant lily. That clinches it. The others are not fragrant. There is only one which is fragrant. Fragrant jati, fragrant guna, bring me that one. Now Adi Shankara, elsewhere in the Taittiriya Upanishad, asks a very profound question. Are big, blue, fragrant, mahat, sugandhi, like this, mahat utpalam, sugandhi utpalam, neela utpalam, blue lily, big lily, fragrant lily, these three adjectives, blue, big and fragrant, are they like Sat, Chit, Ananda or Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam? He says no. They are not like that at all. This has to become very, very clear. Otherwise, in a moment of confusion, we can think that Atma doesn't have attributes, but wait, Satchidananda is its attribute. It's not an attribute. Then what does Adi Shankara do? Adi Shankara gives the definition of the definition. Just now what did we see? The definition of an adjective we saw. Now we are going to see the definition of the definition. Svajatiyebhyaha anyebhyaha vyavartakam visheshanam. Lakshanam. Svajatiyebhyaha anyebhyaha vyavartakam lakshanam. Meaning that which distinguishes something from everything else. That is a definition. It should fit that object completely. A Visheshana can be loosey-goosey. It can fit, it need not fit because there may be many of that same kind, but a Lakshana has to be custom made for that particular object which you are describing. Very important to understand this. And he gives an example only Adi Shankara can give. What is that example? Akashaha, space. How many spaces are there? Yeah, if you say 2, I know where the other one is. Okay? So, only one space. So you can't have an adjective for space. Why? Because it is not to be distinguished from others in its own class. That is the definition of adjective. So you have to have lakshana. You have to have a definition that only fits space and nothing else. And for Adi Shankara, it's very easy. He comes up with a definition, avakasha pradatra akashaha. That which accommodates is space. And in India, we know this very well. You think of a train, you think of a plane, everything. You think of any space, and there will be far more people than the number of people that are supposed to be there. In Western countries, the people who build buildings and all, there are these fire hazards. So they will say strictly only 20 people. So only 25 people allowed. And first when I went to the States, I thought, oh, at least 75 can come. Why? Why are they saying only 25? 75 आ सकते हैं, आराम से बैठ सकते हैं, nicely we can sit. Why only 25? Because they'll all be this fire exit. When supposing there is a fire, there should be place so that people can run out without stampeding one another, without stepping on one another, all these things. So these, after the building is built, the fire marshal has to come and inspect it and decide how many people can fit there, where the exits are, all these things. The exit must not be blocked, all these things. And then, if those fire marshals came to India, they would have a heart attack. Because in India, we know the definition of space completely. Avakasha pradatra akashaha, that which accommodates is space. Because, you know, even if it's very crowded, oh, one more person, no problem. This is how our buses run. This is how our trains run. This is how our temple halls are filled on Homa days, on special puja days. You will see when we have the Kumbhabhishekam, 18th, 19th, we will see. 18th and 19th, you will see that the capacity of people sitting in the temple would have been exhausted. But somehow there is still space for more. Where? In your lap. You can host one more person in your lap, no problem. And you see, this definition of space only fits space. It doesn't fit anybody else, anything else. So Satyam Jnanam Anantam, Sat Chit Ananda is not an attribute. They are not attributes of the Atman. What are they? The defining words of the Atman. They define through negation. Really very interesting. Because if they defined straight away, then it would not be Lakshyartha, it would be Vachyartha. Vachyartha means that which is the direct meaning of words. Atma cannot be the direct meaning of words. Why? Because it's neither jati, nor guna, nor kriya, nor sambandha. All foregone. It cannot be Vachyartha. What should it be? Lakshyartha, implied meaning. You have to imply the meaning indirectly. And how is that done? It's done through a very, very ingenious mechanism, a beautiful mechanism. What is called Bhagatyaga Lakshana. A kind of an implication, a kind of an implied way of looking at the thing where you take away something and you add something else. Like supposing somebody comes to you. You're just sitting by the Ganga. Somebody comes to you and say, the white runs. Shveto dhavati. What? White? White can run? It's not, white is not an object to be able to run. And if we are talking of the clothes which are white, the color white also doesn't run. What is this white runs? Only a few people understand. What is that? Horse. Ashwa is missing. Why only a few people understand? Because the person who is saying the white runs is a tipster. wants to give you a tip. Invest in the white horse. There is some racing going on. This is an inside, what is that? Inside trading, what's its name? Vocabulary. Vedantins won't understand. Who will understand? Vedant out, not Vedant in. Okay? Yeah, only who is Vedant out will understand. Aha, white means horse. So what is it actually? Shvetaha ashvaha dhavati. You have to bring in something here to make sense of it. You have to bring in something here. And then somebody goes to a party, does not want to be seen as though they are taking alcohol. So in front of all the friends, they say, just bring me some aqua. What is aqua? But they will not say water. They will say some code word, aqua. And tip, 500 rupees are pressed into the waiter's hand when nobody is looking. What does that mean? Bring me something that looks like water but does not taste like water. This is here in the first instance, the Ashwa has to be brought in. Ashwa means horse because it's missing. Bhaga Lakshana, this is called. And in the second instance, the aqua has to be thrown away. Tyaga Lakshana. Something has to be thrown away in order, because aqua if he brought, the waiter will get a slap. He will not be happy. The person who ordered will not be happy. Instead of tip, he will get a slap. So therefore, in the second instance, it is called Tyaga Lakshana, because that which is called aqua, water, has to be taken away. And something that looks like water but is not water, some kind of a clear alcohol has to be brought. Now, how do we know the Atma? How does the word Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam reveal the I? Very, very beautiful. There is a little bit of Bhaga, little bit of Tyaga. That's why it is called Bhaga Tyaga Lakshana. You bring in something and you negate something. Satyam, Sat. And what is this Sat? What is the dictionary meaning of Sat? Existence. What kind of existence do we know? Mortal, coming to an end. Everything that I know to exist always comes to an end, like even this flower. Flower is, flower gone. Another flower is, another flower gone. Pot is, and then what? Cracked pot is, and then pot gone. And so like this, all the things that I know, including what I thought to be myself, this body, mind, sense complex, gone. Born is gone. This is my understanding of existence. Born is gone. Gone is born. Born, gone is born, gone. All combinations. This is what it is. This is what I know. And then Atma also exists. Ayyo, that means one more thing I have to know in time. It must also be in time. But the timelessness is brought about by negating the time-bound existence through a very unique grammatical mechanisms, really. This did not turn out to be an advertisement for Sanskrit language, but it's just to look at the beauty. We take the abstract meaning of the word. We don't say Sat means exists. We make it into ness. And ness means what? Abstract noun. We can't say existness. What do we say? Existence. Abstract noun. It is called bhava sadhana in Sanskrit. Abstract noun. You make it into an abstract noun, and that knocks away the limitations of time-boundedness. Time-bound existence, space-bound existence, no longer there. What are we saying? We are not saying is. Sat is not equal to is. Sat is equal to isness. So, when I say flower is Brahman, the isness of the flower belongs to who? Brahman, not the flower. Flower is Namarupa, isness belongs elsewhere, Brahman. Isness does not go away, flower goes away. So we negate the time boundness and bring in Ananta, endless existence. Bhagatyaga Lakshana. Same thing, Jnanam, Chit. Am I saying knower? Because Jnanam, this suffix, means it can be used in many ways. Jnanam can refer to knower. But if I say knower, Atma is knower, then what is left out? Hello? No one is left out. No one is left out. Meaning of knowledge is left out. So if I say I am Atma, Atma is knower. Pramata, Prameya is left out. To be known is left out. Pramana, means of knowledge that bridges the Pramata and the Prameya, that bridges the knower and known, is left out. Therefore, what do I say? Again, knowledge in the abstract sense. Knowing which transcends knower known knowledge. Knower known means of knowledge, that which cannot be anyone, and that which upholds all of them but is not any one of them. Anantam, knock off the time boundedness and the word existence and timelessness. Knowledge and timelessness go together because the word Ananta, Ananda, knocks off the limitations of the other two words. It's very beautiful. That's how you know through the implied meaning. All this has been studied for 10,000 years. There's nothing new we can add. Nothing at all. This has been so beautifully analyzed. It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's riveting, in fact. Absolutely amazing. That is how the Atma is known, through the implied words. Implied words also has one more meaning, implication, meaning that the words do their job and the words may die away, but the understanding is with you. How is the understanding with you? Because Atma is you, self-effulgent consciousness. So, Satyam is even though it's a definition of Atma, Satyam Jnanam Anantam, Sat Chit Ananda, it is not words that describe the Atma. It's like when you are hungry, you want to go to a restaurant, you don't see anything anywhere, you get down from the car, you look for it, and then you had heard in Google Maps, you had seen somewhere there is restaurant, but there is no restaurant. You got down. And then you see it. What? You saw the restaurant? No. You saw a sign. What does the sign say? Restaurant with an arrow. With an arrow pointing that way. What do you have to do? Go that way. That's where you go. The word restaurant is that you don't sit under the signboard and wait to be served. Wait, where is my food? I'm hungry. And you don't eat the sign because you're hungry. No. You have to actually go where it says. And here also, instead of restaurant, think of the word Satyam Jnanam Anantam, Satchit Ananda on a board pointing where? To you. Since you are self-effulgent, self-evident, since you can never say I'm not, I do not exist, and since you can never negate yourself, that means what? It is self-effulgent I, then it is all those words are pointing to you. Since you know yourself without any effort, because you are Svatas Siddha Atma, self-existent, then that means those words are used, they are already used up. No need for those words. To what they point, that is important. Suppose I point there, what do you have to do? You have to look there. If you look there, then you will find something. But instead, if you catch hold of my finger that's pointing and do a PhD thesis and analyze the finger, what will happen? Nothing will happen. Very ingeniously used words. Otherwise, what will happen? People who see this verse very superficially come to some strange conclusions. They will say, Atma cannot be talked about. One person came during Pujya Swamiji's time and he said, I want to talk. So Swamiji said, okay, here is an important Acharya who has come, who wants to talk. And he began his talk like this. Those who know do not talk. Those who talk do not know. And then he proceeded to talk for 2.5 hours. What does it say about him? No comments. Yeah, no comments. This is all confusion. It's not, it's confusion. How else are you going to know other than through words? You can't intuit of this knowledge because the intuiter, it's about the nature of the intuiter that's in question. You can't stumble upon this knowledge. The stumbler, the truth of the stumbler is what we are talking about. You can't know yourself because it's the you that is coming in the way, that needs to be known about. And this is why this instruction is needed. This is why the words have to be used in this very deployed, in this very strategic, deliberate and ingenious manner. Implication. They are not the description of Atma. Implied words, implication. And that which it points to is you, and you being completely non-negatable and completely self-effulgent, then it is all the limitations are removed immediately. It's very ingenious. Therefore, we cannot say that since the words are of no use, na tatra vag gacchati, that means what? You have to be in silence. And for that also they'll quote, Mauna Vyakhya Prakatita Parabrahma Tattvam Yuvanam. You'll hear this during the Dakshinamurti consecration. Mauna Vyakhya. Lord Dakshinamurti, they will point out, taught in silence. The 4 sages, Sanat Kumara, Sanat Sujata, and then Sanandana, and what was the 4th one? No, Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanat Kumara, Sanat Sujata. 4 sages. You'll see at the feet of Lord Dakshinamurti. And then what? Then they were all elderly, they were all sitting there, and here is this Nitya Yuva, always young. So this young teacher, elderly students, and then very strange, Chitram Vatataror Mule. Look at this strange happening under the banyan tree. Vriddha Shishyaha Guruhu Yuva. Guru is very nice and young. The Shishyas are all elderly. And then the Guru is not saying anything. Guruhu Astu. What? Maunam Vyakhyanam. Guru is Mauna Vyakhyanam. His speech is all in silence. And yet, Shishyaha, all the disciples, Chinna Samshayaha, they have no doubts left. No doubts at all. All their doubts about I, whether I exist, what is my nature, all this is gone. How is this possible? Mauna Vyakhya. Did not say anything, taught in silence. Therefore what? Atma is of the nature of silence. The proponents of this kind of a thing, they will say, if Atma is the nature of silence, then what is noise? Tell me. What is noise? Each time you hear a noise, it's anatma. Each time you make a noise, you are anatma. You stop being atma. Ridiculous. It's not that Dakshinamurti did not use language. He used sign language. It has to be taught through language. He used sign language. VSL, ASL, ISL, American Sign Language, Indian Sign Language, VSL, Vedantic Sign Language. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't say Vietnamese Sign Language. Vedantic sign language. This is what it is. Vedanta sign language. And then what is that Vedanta sign language? Chin mudra. Somebody said, oh, it's mudra. They looked it up. Hand position. So it has to chin. I know what chin is. So it has to be near the chin. No. Chit plus mudra. From sandhi it becomes chin mudra. They asked me the question. If it is chin mudra, why is he holding it here and not here? Chit mudra. Ahankara, pointing finger, which is great friends with body, mind, senses, past, present, future, sukshma sharira, karana sharira, sthula sharira. This is all, anything you can take, three things. And then it is great friends with all of these, and these four of them, what do? Make fun of this fat thumb coming out of somewhere, nowhere. Look, you're short, you're fat, you have no right to be alive. Ha ha ha. Whenever the thumb comes, they look at each other and whisper, ha ha ha. You know, like school children. The thumb doesn't say a word, not a word passes its lips. But the thumb knows, without its presence, the fingers cannot even pick up a pencil from the ground. Satta spurti pradhanena, by giving its presence and its functionality, lending its functionality, the thumb makes the hand whole. In the same way, this ahankara identified with the body-mind sense complex is actually what? Atma, Brahman. First it is made to bend. Bending, wonderful things happen in bending, okay? Including getting a slim Madhya Pradesh, yes. And lots of things happen with bending, and then it is told, you are Brahman. This is Brahman, this is Atma, this is the hapless, hopeless, helpless Jiva, and then the teaching is whole. Absolutely wonderful. This is how he taught. It's not that he didn't use language. And you know, this is just my own 2 cents into this. Being elderly, maybe some of them were hard of hearing. Maybe this was a wonderful, immediate way, but they were very prepared. They were excellently prepared. Their minds were totally prepared. That's why elderly. Elderly may be not physically elderly, but they were what is called in the Shastra as old souls. Elderly. Had been around. Many, many janmas they had led. And then through each janma, they had got what is called paripakvata. Paripakvata means a ripeness, like the fruit ready to come into the hand if you just touch it from the tree. Similarly, their minds were ready to be handed over to this knowledge. And so each life, they perfected themselves more and more through karma yoga, through dhyana, meditation, through leading a non-reactive life, through leading a life that had less and where the emotions and the mind had less and less hold over them. So they had inner maturity. And the inner maturity is for the sake of this knowledge. So they gained this knowledge like this, we can say. So silence is not Atma. Atma is not silence. Silence is Atma. Sound is also Atma. When I say silence, what is silence? Silence is equal to silence knowledge. What is silence knowledge? Silence knowledge is silence awareness. What is silence awareness? Silence consciousness. Silence consciousness is. When I chant, sound consciousness is. And after the chant, I am silent. Silent consciousness is. Chant is, chant consciousness is. Silence is, silence consciousness is. What is Atma? Neither silence nor sound. Therefore, what the Upanishad says stands. Na tatra vag gacchati. What is that? The speech has no access there. What to talk of? Manaha, no manaha. No means what? In Sanskrit, no means what? No. Yes. Now, no. No means no. The word no, I think, has been borrowed from this Upanishad only. And then, na manaha. The mind cannot objectify the Atma because the mind itself doesn't know what it is. It is itself a bundle of confusions, and besides, it is momentary, kshanika. Atma is what? Permanent, nitya. That which is momentary, how can it come to know that which is endless? Cannot, which is ananta. And besides, the mind and the vak, even though they are described separately here, negated separately here, they are the greatest of friends. One day they said, we are going to go catch a hold of this Brahman and bring it. They declared it to all the people. They said, yes, we are going in search of Brahman and we are going to drag it over here right in front of you. Because we are a great team. And everybody clapped and put garlands on them, put tilak on them, sent them off after Arati. Yes, may you be successful in your mission. The mind and the speech, they have a mutual appreciation society. The mind says, oh speech, you are the best, east or west. You have such articulate ways of describing, bringing my thoughts into words. You do it like no one else in the whole world. This is what mind says. Speech says, hey, 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 let's not forget whose thoughts they are. I'm just a copycat. I'm just amplifying what you think. Your thoughts, I'm bringing it. So they are the greatest of friends. It's like the friendship between a lame man and a blind man. What is the friendship? They need each other badly. Without each other, they cannot function. So what does the lame person do? Sit on the shoulders of the blind person and direct the blind person. No, 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 you'll crash into this tree. Take a left before that. No, no, go straight. No, no, you're falling into a ditch. Stop. The lame person needs the blind person in order to go places, and the blind person needs the lame person to know where to go. This is how the mind and the vak are. But they too tried to objectify Brahman. To know Brahman as an object through words is impossible, and to know Brahman as an object of the mind is also impossible. So they came back sad. Yato vacho nivartante apraapya manasa saha. Taittiriya Upanishad. Where the mind, where the words come back along with the friend, the mind, having beaten a sad retreat, not knowing Brahman as an object, they come back. And so here also, there in the Taittiriya Upanishad it says words don't go, but here in the Kenopanishad says words come back. There it says, here it says the words don't even go there. The mind doesn't even go there. And then the rest of it we'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.